Welcome back to ACC Student News.
The news students can use. I'm Collin.
And I'm Trae. Here are this week's stories.
Hammond educators are facing a potential cut in spending, not only with Trump's plan to dismantle the Department of Education, but also a Senate bill that would provide homeowners with property tax, referring teachers and administrators handled out pamphlets with what would happen if all this happened. City of Hammond has already had to close schools due to House Bills 1001 that would allow all Hoosiers children regarding of their families' wealth to be ineligible for private school vouchers. Hammond schools lost $25 million in state funding because of the vouchers. The Hammond schools receive around $40 million each year from the federal government.
The two men have been charged after investigators say they were connected to the death of three Chiefs fans who were found dead in the backyard of a home in January of 2024. A woman called KCPD and said that she found a dead body at a near Northwest 83rd Terrace North Overland Drive while searching for her missing fiance. The police found not just one body but two others in the backyard. Records indicate Ivory J. Carson supplied and sold cocaine to Jordan Willis and the victims. His DNA was found on a bag of fentanyl. Willis and Carson have been charged with 3 counts of involuntary manslaughter and 2 counts of distribution of controlled substances.
A California teen is suing several prestigious colleges for alleged discrimination, standing for Zhehong. For 17 out of 18 universities, including Cornell, UC, Berkeley, and Stanford. Stanley's submission included his records of a 1590 SAT score, achievements. He was hired by Google at only 18 years old after he created a managed and e-citing engine called Rabbit. Signed while still in high school, Stanley's father, Nazong, said he believed the rejection stemmed an increase in academic standards set for Asian American students applying to colleges. Stanley hopes the lawsuit will lead to fair treatment for future students applying regardless of their race. Since the lawsuit became public, Google has announced a recognition Stanley's skills to be on PhD level.
In Valparaiso, a bald eagle was killed by bird flu influenza, also known as bird flu, as a virus that mostly infects birds. A team from Humane Indiana Wildlife Rehabilitation and Education Center was called because a sick bald eagle found next to a house. They took it and 2 days later it was pronounced dead by bird flu. This followed by many other bird flu related deaths, including millions of eggs producing chickens and over 100 snail hill crash canes in Porter County. Bird flu has claimed the lives of millions of birds across Indiana alone. That's all for this half of ACC Student News. I am Trae.
And I'm Collin. Stay tuned for more news.
Welcome back to ACC Student News. I'm Callie.
And I'm Ailith. Here are some more stories.
2 individuals in Indianapolis, Megan Arthur and Michael Arthur, were charged with multiple felonies for allegedly discussing drug sales during jail phone calls monitored by police. Both face 3 5-level and 3 6-level felonies for drug dealing and possession, with 1 charge for maintaining a common nuisance. Megan also faces an additional level 6 felony for neglect of a dependent. According to court documents, on January 30th, the Randolph County Sheriff Department alerted the Winchester Police Department about their conversations, which included coded language regarding selling drugs and their child discovering a bag of fentanyl.
Truck stop serial killer Bruce Mendenhall sentenced to 65 years for the murder of Indianapolis woman Carmen Pereira, whose body was found on the side of the highway 4 years ago. This term is in addition to the 2 life sentences the 73-year-old is already serving for the killing of 2 women in Tennessee. Mendenhall then provided details about at least 5 other killings at the truck stop that occurred in 2007. He denied direct involvement in any of them.
Trump has ordered the pause of aid to Ukraine after the heated argument in the Oval Office on February 28 between him and President Zelensky. With the pause of military aid, Ukraine is at a huge disadvantage as they slowly run out of ammo and food. Trump believes that President Zelensky is not focused on peace after the argument in the Oval Office after the people interviewing Zelensky vandalized him. President Trump has most recently stopped Senate intelligence. Officials predicted it would cause unnecessary civilian casualties, and Ukraine would not be able to defend against Russia, causing distrust in not only the Ukrainian people, but also some Americans.
The Lake County Sheriff Department said in a statement that they are cooperating with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement after the Indiana Attorney General warned them several times to cooperate. The Attorney General said in a statement that all illegal immigration will now be deported from Lake County, and is a major win for the rule of the law. The safeties of the communities of Lake County have been trying to combat the orders and eventually were threatened with a lawsuit, and now have to comply with the orders of the state and the federal government when it comes to the issues of immigration.
The Supreme Court appeared likely to block a historical $10 bill lawsuit against U.S. gun makers. Justices raised concerns about allowing the government of Mexico to hold firearm manufacturers liable for cartel violence south of the border. Federal law grants broad immunity to the gun industry in part to protect companies from costly litigation that could drive them out of business. Mexico alleges the law creates an exception for the illicit sale and trafficking of guns, which the companies deny. Mexico has only one gun store, but is in control of millions of American-made weapons. The country claims the companies, including Smith & Wesson, Glock, Beretta, and Colt, knowingly distribute and market their guns to be trafficked. At least 200,000 guns flow south of the border each year. The country is seeking $10 billion in damages and court-mandated safety requirements around the marketing and distribution of guns. That's all the stories we have for this week. I'm Callie.
And I'm Ailith. Make sure to check out the rest of our videos on YouTube.
And follow us on Facebook at ACC TV Hammond.